All right, here we go again. Buckle up. So I'm not lying. This woman that works for the trash company here said to me that essentially the people in here are trash. As usual, I feel bad for the people, but I guess they didn't deserve it. It didn't deserve my mercy and my sympathy. But it was obviously a message from Hashem. It's a message from God. Spoke to that woman. Let me know you're all trash and you can work for criminal enterprise. Now, this is the strongest base that I've ever worked from. So, thank you, Larry. So what happened is, again, I'm trying to live a normal life. So I'm not like trying to remember what the first person said for Armstrong Cable. But I do believe the person said my address was 117. So I remember going, wait, that's weird. That's spycraft. Second time I call 117. Now, it just says 117. It's a mistake. No, it's not. Because they didn't say, oh, we have it written wrong here. Your address is what? Right. So they're in your cable company. Which means nobody needs a subpoena to look at what you look like online. Nobody. Just money. You just need money. That'll say we keep people safe with that. They're lying. They developed the Rose McGowan assassination psyop with it. That's the whole thing. Like, oh, we were just talking to her. It was the workup. They start talking to her. They figure out what makes her tick, what kind of psychology they can use to destroy her. Well, their goal was to make Rose McGowan a pedophile if they could. Then all of a sudden Harvey Weinstein's a good guy, right? Correct. They just walk off into the sunset to work some sex crime cases in the future. Did you ever figure that out? Oh, they solved 10 cold cases when that one guy, one mass serial killer passed on. That 20, we're up to 20 now. Oh my God, 35 cases cleared in 1 year. It's a scam, man. They get paid. I don't know what language they use. I don't know how they do it, but apparently the person communicates something to the other person and they communicate something back. And the idea is cover my case, make sure it's never solved. Right. Or at least solved in my direction. Right. And all of a sudden somebody passes on to serial killer. Let's throw it in there. Yeah. Get rid of it. And they get their Harvey Weinstein bonus. Yeah, what you have to do with that, well, one thing, just I'm a proponent of the use of spray and all that. Not actually, feds don't use it enough a lot of times. Right? And then they get into like fisticuffs, and you don't have to. See, I think it's Portland PD. I guess. I mean, I'm not sure who it was. I couldn't quite see, but they know. You don't need to go fisticuffs. Right? So they do that. But in that particular scenario, and again, you have to turn it on, turn it off. Know when you got to do this, know when you got to do that. I mean, it's not necessarily easy. So, well, in that particular scenario, you had. I mean, I don't even think you had to spray them, honestly. But then you didn't want to lay hands on. You sprayed them, but you let them walk off blinded like that. You can't do that when there's like it's not pressing. At least call EMS, and that's what I would say to do. Because you can't be when it gets crazy. You can't be bogged down worrying about somebody that's been sprayed. So what I would do is increase EMS presence. I don't know how that works for you. So again, I did suggest military medics. I don't think there is a requirement. There's no posse comitatus there if they're rendering aid. Right? Because I don't know if the city's going to give you EMS. You need to have them on site. Actually, if that was the city police, right? So I guess EMS could be there. I would increase EMS presence. And a few years back, I started the idea. It was similar. Actually, maybe it's almost 10 years, but it's similar to, I guess, Borstar, but a little bit different. So you need to have those type of people available for this kind of thing. Well, police departments can have them. Everybody can have them. My thing was, because that's law enforcement trained, to paramedic, I guess, capability. My thing is to train, see if you can get EMS people wanting to be like a reserve officer to go the other direction. Find some of your EMS people that you can trust on a SOG type of operation, a special operations group type of operation. And then you could use them for the riots and stuff to render aid. Well, it came out of Uvalde. I think that's where I developed it. Well, because they weren't going to let EMS in. I said, well, because of it wasn't safe or whatever it was. But the idea is to have like Borstar. But again, not to take away from law enforcement, but use your EMS people and certify them as a reserve officer so that they have the capability to go in. They don't have to carry weapons if they don't want to, but at least they'll go in and know what to do in a special operations type of environment. Well, stay peaceful.